Almost immediately upon leaving the womb, I have suffered with anxiety. And nobody ever made the connection for me that it had anything to do with my innate gut. I'll go into a bit about what that is, or what I was eating, or my bowel movements connected to what I was eating, connected to my gut. Hey everyone, this is Cass Contents. So far, this new channel is called Cass for Bloat, but I imagine I will change that. I just know that bloat apparently is the most hated issue as it pertains to gut issues. So I thought I would give that a go. But I would love it if you'd give this video a like and a subscribe if you like being here. And most importantly, please let me know how you feel in the comments, because that is my favorite part of having a channel, and now 2 channels. So please let me know how you feel in the comments and we can have a conversation. So anxiety, honestly, from the time I was in the crib, I remember this, crying myself to sleep all the time. And my parents yelling up, "Shut up and go to bed, stop it." I was obsessed with, in the crib, when I would die, because being in heaven, eternity, was too long. This is what I would tell myself as a baby. I shit you not. So I have always suffered with anxiety. After that, I could never sleep as a kid because I was worried about robberies and break-ins. It has always been with me. Something I discovered very quickly was that I refused to have a job. It kind of led me towards this entrepreneurship awakening. Early on, I decided I was not going to have a job that I was anxious about at nights, that I really had to think about at nights. And I have a job that there's a lot of responsibility attached to it. It's something I feel is very important. I feel passionately about it in that sense. And it's very valuable, but it's not something that I have to fall asleep at night agonizing over and contributing further to my anxiety, my anxious state, and keeping me awake. That's something that I decided. But I think that it is so interesting that still people are being medicated, and if they're going to be medicated and you think that's good and all that, that's your business. This is for entertainment purposes only. But I think that we should have a discussion about how much our diet and what we're putting in or what we're not putting in can very much affect our feelings of anxiety. Also, dopamine, I think, is 50% of our gut, and serotonin 70% of our gut. The gut apparently is being referred to a lot of the times as our second brain, because there is so much in there that affects the way we feel. So again, this is totally anecdotal information. I always urge you to do your own research and to go see your doctors, mental health professionals, and medical doctors. But I do want to share my story because I know, as I said, for decades, I suffered from tremendous anxiety, and now I suffer the least anxiety, chronic anxiety, than I ever have in my life. And I know that my diet had a lot to do with that. Again, I'm not advocating for this diet. You can do your own research. I will put the link to the book in the description. But if it's something you're looking at, I think short term, a year, 2 years, I mean, for me, it was life-changing. It was so helpful. And now I am seeing all these ways that I think it was helpful that I didn't even realize at first. I did it at first to get rid of my chronic migraines, which I was experiencing 12 to 16 a month, almost unable to work, almost, going to lose my job, of course. And endometriosis, which was with me for years before that. And I always just tried to take OTCs, take medications, deal with it with diet, but didn't work what I was doing. That pain is debilitating. And so in 2019, I did something called the GAPS diet, which is a grain-free diet. Cried once the first week, but after that, it was good. My body felt calm. I wasn't craving carbs like a fiend, like I usually was before. Like I was having carbs, big bowls of rice noodles, big bowls of oatmeal, I shit you not, pasta, whatever, like daily, just like huge bowls, and just couldn't get enough of it and couldn't stop craving food all day and every day. But I did this diet for a few days and felt physically better, felt physically calmer. So it took me down to 1 migraine a month, which is a miracle. But now I'm noticing a few years later, and not on the diet strictly, though I still do follow it a lot. I'm not doing it strictly right now and still feel better. But I am noticing, and I've been reading about it, and now I'm noticing that it really helped with my anxiety. I did a lot of other things. I trained myself to sleep really well by wearing earplugs, by wearing heavy blankets, which help calm down my anxiety. So I make sure I get good sleep. I don't take my phone to bed with me. I make sure that my job, though stressful during the day, it doesn't stress me out before I go to bed. I put my phone away in order to relax before I go to bed. So the stressful things that are going on in my life, and there's major stressful things going on in my life, they don't take away from my sleep. I'm able to wind down and not be stimulated right before bed. So I do a lot. I do grounding. You can look that up. Grounding is incredible. Little known, just life-saving tool, really. It was for me anyway. But also, journal writing. Journal writing really helped me. When I was having PMDD level anxiety before my period, kind of like after I got off the diet and after this kind of major stressful event was coming to an end, and I was starting to really feel it. And I was having tremendous anxiety before my period, debilitating, like, wow. And so I started journal writing, focusing on my past, doing a lot of crying, and that reduced my anxiety tremendously. But doing this diet, doing the grain-free, not being constipated anymore, every day, doing what I was supposed to be doing, taking digestive enzymes, and not having that's something that's important. When you are always on the carbs, but then you go off the carbs and you go back on the carbs, you notice how much physically, personally, you notice how much carbs spike your blood sugar and then you crash. You start to notice your irritability, perhaps your sleep issues, your lack of patience. You start to notice these things can be very much linked to carbs. Or I don't know, maybe in your case it's sugar, it's, but for me, it's carbs. It's the pasta, it's the rice and the sushi. It's, when I went off that for a considerable period of time, I didn't notice so much that my anxiety had almost gone away and that my irritability and all those things were better. I didn't notice when they stopped, but then I did start to notice when I went back on to the bad stuff. I don't want to call it bad stuff, but for easy reference. And when I started to have like a carb day, a pasta day, a pizza day, whatever, that next morning, I was irritable, I was exhausted, I was cranky, low tolerance, low patience, depressed, like anxious. I noticed these things. So hopefully if you're having these problems, maybe you'll find this video, maybe you'll find this channel, and it can just get you thinking. And you can get to doing your research. Honestly, buy this book and read it. Like, you don't have to be a believer, you don't have to be sold on it, but just to get the information so that you have it, and then you can make your own decisions. The GAPS diet, I'll put it below. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your experience has been. Let me know how you feel about this, what you've discovered, your research. Again, this is totally anecdotal. I'm not trying to put out, health information, mental health information. This is all just opinion for entertainment. Please go see your doctors. Please do your own research. And please like and subscribe to this video. But seriously, thank you so much for watching, everyone. And I will see you in the next video.